Blessings. Welcome to today's Law Enforcement Daily Devotional. We are in Job, and man, we're getting down to the end. Just a couple of days left in Job. Today we're in chapters 32 through 34, and great law enforcement takeaway today. Accountability. We see this young kid come on the scene. Job's got these three friends, and that's kind of all we hear from. They go back and forth and back and forth. And here at the very end of this conversation with Job and his friends, all of a sudden this fourth guy appears from nowhere. He's been there the whole time. He sat with Job in silence during the first 7 days, and then he sat in silence and listened to Job go back and forth with all these other guys. And he explains that he's being respectful because he's younger than them, and he expects the older guys to be able to impart wisdom and convince Job that you're not perfectly righteous in all of your ways. And so he listens, and now it comes time for him to speak, and he is truly accountable to Job, where the other guys seem to have fallen short. They have not convinced Job, but this kid says, hey, it's time for me to speak. My turn. And it's kind of going from the back of the book forward, but if you know the book of Job and you've read it before, you realize that when God comes and rebukes the three friends for the things that they said to Job, God does not rebuke this kid. He does, and I say kid just because he's younger. I mean, these guys could have been 60 and he could have been 55, so who knows, but he's the youngest of the group. But God doesn't rebuke him, which leads me to believe that the things that he says are true. And we read and we understand that, yeah, he's onto something here. In 33:12, he says, behold, let me tell you, you are not right in this. God is greater than man. And that's kind of, every once in a while I'll read something, and that thought of just Job, man, you're not righteous, you're not perfect like God is. How are you calling God out? How are you calling him on the carpet? The other three guys never mention this, but man, he does. And boom, when he does, to me it just kind of sets everything right. Then chapter 34 in verse 12, he echoes something that Bildad said earlier. He says the Almighty will not pervert justice. And we even talked about this as our law enforcement takeaway probably about a week ago, because it was in chapter 8. But in chapter 8, verse 3, Bildad said, God does not pervert justice, nor does the Almighty pervert what is right. And we understand that. We've seen that. So just this thought of God's not going to pervert justice, because that's who God is. He is a God of justice, and we understand that. So, but the accountability part, I just wanted to mention this from a law enforcement perspective. Are we being accountable to each other? Are we grabbing somebody who's doing wrong and saying, hey, don't do that. That's not right. That's going to get you in trouble. It's going to get me in trouble. And not just on the job, but spiritually. Are we grabbing our friends and our fellow Christians at work, seeing how they behave or how they act, and saying, whoa, this is not right? I hope we are. We need to be doing that for each other. We've got to keep each other accountable. And this is a great law enforcement takeaway for us. So anyway, see you tomorrow when we're doing Job 35 through 37. Be safe out there.